Rabbi Kaplan, what do you have to say about Geniza?
So there's a tshuva in Rab Moshe Feinstein. I just looked for it and I couldn't find it. And it's strange that this happened to me 3 times already. I looked for it and didn't find it. And in the end I did find it, and now I didn't yet find it. The tshuva is written to his granddaughter's husband. His name is Shabsai Rappaport. I remember that he came to the Mir. He's like from a modern background. Although his mother was a daughter of the Shemi Shmuel, which is to me a big yichus. But I don't know, they're not so Haredi.
Meeting the Kotzker Rebbe.
Yeah.
Oh, like your children.
He could have, yeah.
Your children are also Kotzker Rebbe.
He could have been the son of a Rebbe, you say?
Yeah?
Yeah. Wait a second. And the son of Rebbe of now, who is he? Well, I think he's more direct. No, wait, what is his father? I forgot already. His father, this Sachatz of a Rebbe his father was a son, not a son of the Shem Mishma, son of the Shem Mishma, maybe. I don't remember. This Sachatz of Rebbe's father was killed in a car accident when he was a young boy. They made him the Sachatz of Rebbe because I think it was the Ger Rebbe that he said that you have to make a Sachatz of a Rebbe. It should continue. The thing should continue. Anyway, we can't get off the subject. Let's try. So what did I see? But anyway, you could look it up in Chelik Yeridei and one. There's a few volumes. So someday I'll hope to find it and write down the place where it is. So the Moshe Feinstein is Marich, and the basic question is, what gives our Sforim Kedusha? Meaning, there's a halacha of Sefer Torah, Tefillin, and Mezuzahs have Kedusha, that we all know. And the Gemara says in Shabbos Parakot Kisvei that they're Tunim Genize, it's called. You're not allowed to just throw it out. You have to put it in the Genize. Now, what gives it a Kedusha? So the Gemara says that it was written Kedin. Kedin means on a cloth. And the way you're supposed to write it. Ubidio, whatever that means. And of course, Lashon HaKodesh. And on one side of the cloth, not on 2 sides. Now, that gives, the halacha says that all this gives Kedusha to the thing. Now the question is, what gives Kedusha to all our Sforim that are just printed? So Rav Moshe explains, and he says, what gives it Kedusha is the fact that this is a chayv that was made to learn with. Something people use it to learn Torah's Hashem, which is Torah's Kodesh. So that gets Kedusha is made to learn Torah. Or a Siddur, it was made to daven with, to do a holy pool of davening. So there says Rab Moshe, according to this, that if it's not miyuchad anymore to learning it, let's say pages fell out. These pages that fell out you don't want to use, you're going to put it in the Genize. you're planning to put in the Geniza. So these pages don't have a Kedusha anymore because they're not made for learning. They're not meyuchad for learning it anymore. So it doesn't have Kedusha. So he says like this, but to be mevaze b'yadayim, you're also not allowed to take it and step on it or throw it in the garbage. Stand make bizoyin. It's a bizoyin Torah. So he says you could wrap it up in a plastic bag and put it in the garbage. You're allowed. Now, I would say like this. The Argosha does not let it. What? You're going to take a Gemara Gittin just because you don't use it. Many times you don't use it because now there's nicer Gemaras. There's all kinds of Gemaras, Schottenstein and Bechulu that people use. Rashi is not enough for a lot of people. And then there's Mesifta. All these things came. And now they replaced the old Gemara. So, you don't use it. But to be my father, even in a plastic bag, it feels like a bizarre. I mean, nowadays there's a big tikkun they made that they put big boxes, blue boxes of Geniza near all the shuls of Bundam, Zecher, Tzadik, Levrocha. I remember. And even Dov Zipnik held of him.
Oh, and this is the Mechud, this is the Shver of Chaim Moser Sternbach.
Chaim Moser Sternbach.
I remember him.
He was a Maggid here in Kolter for many, many years. I think from the beginning, actually. So he made Genizas all over. Omad V'tikin Genizas. And there are a lot of shoes. I even saw in the Nebrak one time.
Listen, Rabbi Kaplan. Rabbi Kaplan.
What?
But wait a minute, a Gemara that's learned, that's been used, it's been learned in, that Vadai needs Geniza.
Yeah, a Gemara that you are using.
Or used once.
So why should you put it in Geniza if you're learning? No, but he says no, even if you used it once. It loses its kedusha if you're not using it now.
Wow!
And Rab Moshe, he complains. He says that it's not good that they print Sidurim with all the tefillas of Yom Tiv and the Yotzers and everything. And in the end, most of the time people use it just for Shacharis Mincha Marv in the middle of the week, and those parts gets old.
Especially Yom Ha'atzmaut, nobody ever opens it.
That page.
Yeah.
That page for sure. Who's going to open it? Somebody that uses that page. The Chazon Ish said he's in Afruma Apikaris, the Chazon Ish called him. You ever heard that? Somebody who says, Hallel Yom Ha'atzmaut, the Chazon Ish said he's Afrum Apikaris. And I understand it. I know a lot of people won't understand it, or they don't want to understand. But whatever, let's get back. So what am I saying? So I'm saying that he says it's not right. And lately they started fixing this problem, that they print Sidurim Limoshachol. Did you ever see that?
Every day I see it. I daven from one.
Oh, so that's a good idea, he says. Because then it'll get used up. You'll put it in the Geniza. And the whole thing, but at least the part for Shabbos, it's not there. But if you have a sitter with the Shabbos down, and that doesn't get so rubbed out. So it's a chaval that you have to take that half of the sitter, which is still nice, and put away the whole thing in the Geniza. Anyway, but the main point is that he says, now, when is it Tivas HaPikula? It helps us out a lot with newspapers that have a pasuk written in it, or sometimes they put divrei Torah in our newspaper, which is not right. I also think it's not right. Who's going to read? And there's the newspapers that I call them rags, that they put it in the mailboxes for free. You have Shavua B'Yerushalayim, for example. It said somebody puts in a verse. I don't think anybody reads that. I can't believe it that anybody reads that part there. Maybe, yeah, I don't know. There's one time I was walking in the street on a Friday, and I was holding a chumash in my hand. Somebody stops us a car, and he gives me a page on Mavita Brut of, with a picture of this Zamir. What's his name? Zamir Cohen. On the front page, and he has his piece and others have their pieces, and he gives it to me. And he says, here you have something to read on Shabbos, this person. I said, I can read a Chumash and Rashi on Shabbos. And actually I do. I didn't just say I could. I do. I make sure every week to finish the Rashi on the Parsha. And if I don't finish it, I finish it on Shabbos afternoon, which is usually what happens. So what's he telling me I have what to read on Shabbos? And besides, we always know you learn on Shabbos. Yosef Kulo Torah. It's just, anyway, the way the Amaratis that goes on.
It could be it's also a big Easter because there's advertisements in it. Who says it's even mutter to hold it, to use it?
Oh, right. Anyway, so what I'm saying is...
And by the way, I didn't make this up. That's why the Modia made a special section with no advertisements. Mutar lachozet ze b'Shabbos.
Oh.
A Torah section.
Very good. So what I'm saying is... what am I saying? I'm saying that a newspaper with Tibet in it, it's much easier. The Regish also is not against it. Take it and wrap it up in a bag and put it in the garbage. And like this, you'll make it much easier for the Geniza people. They do us a big, big favor. Rav Bunderman, and now it's, I think, one of his sons takes care of it. They bring a truck and they carry it and they take it on a truck to bury someplace. Why do you have to take all these newspapers and these magazines and take up place? And it costs money to find a place to bury all this.
Rabbi Kaplan, you're not allowed to put in these things, the Boontimer places. It says a big bag, 20 shekels. A little bag, 8 shekels. It says it.
I do it. I put it in. When I have, I put them in. I'm not so sure I have a chashash that not everybody keeps the rules.
I also have a chashash, yes.
You also have a chashash.
Yes.
So that's what I say. And over there, it's much easier. Even the Regish allows such a thing. This is not Torah, so they put in Torah to make it kosher, to give it a hechsher. They had to put in divrei Torah. Stam, I don't understand though.
By the way, another thing, if we mention this, I didn't plan to get so far. Rav Mitzapi spoke last week that anything with pictures of people, pictures of things, you can't put in a shul. People are davening and they're bowing down to pictures of people. And somebody, I won't mention his name now, but everybody knows, he prints thousands of sitters and he puts them on shul, and his picture is on the cover of the sitter. You do.
Well, maybe when the sitter is open, you don't see the picture, but you're talking to.
But they leave it on the table.
Lying on the table, yeah, right.
There's some guy in Imre Shefer that goes around and is mochek the picture on the cover of the sitter. Shiavo alav bracha.
Yes. He's not afraid.
Afraid of what?
Of people who see him do it and they might judge him. And
I know one person threatened to call the police on him So he's not a fighter, this guy, so he backed off.
Anyway,
Did it when the guy was...
Nana. So this is what I have told people about the bad and newspapers and Balanim. And I think you should maybe listen even to be my person. I wouldn't do it either. It's like I wouldn't do such a thing as a Gemara, a citizen. They have Genizes, and I put money in. Yeah, and I have a bag in my own house where I put all my Geniza. It comes out sometimes. When it fills up, I put it in. I put money. But when it comes to newspapers and magazines, I think everybody should do that. Although you might argue that it'll bring people to be miserable in these things.
Listen, I think I sent you a copy of it. The so-called Admor, the rabbi of Boston Shul, he put a thing there. Anybody that doesn't pay Eser Agarot for every copy, we're wrapping it up and throwing it in the garbage. He says, don't bring your Alonot here. And in Imre Shefer, they bring...
Maybe he doesn't know it. He just thought of it himself. Whatever.
But in Imre Shefer, they bring hundreds and hundreds. Then nobody sit there the whole...
The Caplan was asking me, what does he do? What should he do? And he was complaining,
Yeah.
Yes, and I told him this about Moshe. I even found it, I even made a copy of it and gave it to him. But what came out and then nothing. I don't know what came out and then. Good, I did my chilek and that's it. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Rabbi Kaplan. So the maskana is, the way I understand it, that alonim that have not been read, and there's hundreds of them, you can wrap them up and throw them in the garbage. And that's what Rav Yitzchak Shmuel, Shechter, Shia Bari, the Rav, and the Posik of Kiryat Sons and Netanya, and who Rav Avadia said, Ein kamocha b'dor hazeh. And I have a recorded conversation. I'm going to put it up right after I put up this.
And he said the same thing.
The same thing. Like Rav Moshe, but he was in a rush a bit, like he often is, he usually is. And he didn't, but he said that's what you can throw in the garbage.
Interesting that Shnei Navim Misnabim Besignon Echad. Okay.
It could be he took it right for Rav Moshe, but he's a big person.
Maybe.
He has 40 volumes of Chuvas printed up.
Wow.
And
okay.
40, a year ago was 40. Could be it's more than that now. 2 years ago was 40. Could be it's more. He's a busy person. Shiabari.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Rabbi Kaplan.
So you recorded?
I recorded this. I'm putting it up on the internet soon.
How long
it took
did I talk just now?
18 minutes.
How much?
18.
Wow. I thought I was going to talk 2 minutes.
I thought also. It's okay.
Once you get going, it blows.
Once you get going. Not everybody is you.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Rabbi Kaplan.
Bye.
Mitrot.